Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I want to talk about the life cycle of a chicken. I know I have chickens, but not everybody necessarily knows exactly the lifestyle or the life cycle and how it works. So I just kind of want to go over it and talk about it with you guys today. For those of you, I know I have a couple subscribers that are thinking about having chickens, so this would be good food for thought. Okay, so the chicken's life cycle starts off with an embryo and hatching. So the baby chick, while it's in the incubating in the egg, the head is actually located towards the large end of the egg, not the pointy side, but the large end of the egg. So kind of like when human babies are ready to be born, they go head first. Same thing, the large end of the egg is where the baby chick's head is pointed, right? So eggs are unfertilized unless you have a rooster, right? Hens will lay, well, let's just go to, a hen can keep a rooster's sperm viable inside a pouch inside her up to 3 weeks. So if she decides that she don't like that rooster, she can get rid of his sperm. So yeah, it's kind of like selective breeding, right? So next thing is the nutrients inside a fertile egg will sustain that embryo for 24 to 27 hours. So after a chick is hatched, the chicks need 95 degrees Fahrenheit or to help sustain its body heat, because they don't really have any feathers, and the baby feathers don't really sustain heat. They can't regulate heat yet. So as they're growing, by the second week they start to get the real feathers, and then your heat can be reduced to 5 degrees each week after the second week, after those real feathers start coming in, until normal temps are achieved. So at 3 to 4 weeks, they continue to grow and they get even more feathers. So by the 5th week, you should be able to turn off a heat lamp, and they should be able to control their own body temperature by that time, because then they will have gotten all their adult feathers. So at this time, by 5 or 6 weeks, up to 6 weeks, you could probably move them into a coop, but I wouldn't necessarily let them spend a lot of time outside, because they are smaller, and predators they tend to be a little bit more picky, because chicks aren't quite as smart and they haven't learned what they need to know. So by the 8th week, you should be able to let them spend more time outside and expand their taste, like worms and leaves and grass, that kind of thing. They can start foraging. So after 8 weeks, they're considered juveniles, these teenagers basically. And they will start laying around the 18th week mark. So, but this also varies between different breeds. I know my chicken, we have Red Rocks, and they started at like 15 to 14 or 15 weeks. So yeah. So once they lay their first eggs, they're considered adults. Yeah. And then after being an adult, they start molting every year. They may not molt the first year, and they will lay continuously through winter, but towards the second year, they start molting, and they'll molt every year around winter time, just before winter time. So their wintertime production may slow. That's why it's important to feed them high calcium, high protein, so that their body needs that to get through that molt. Alright, and then after their first year, they start to slow in egg production around the 72 week mark. Yeah, but they will continue to lay. The the output won't be as much as during that first year production. And chickens generally can live over 8 years if they're well taken care of. Now, you may not get any eggs, but if they're well taken care of, you can keep those hens. Now, a lot of people who do egg production, they don't keep those hens that stop laying. They just will kill them and, you know, take those out of the flock and introduce new. I know some friends of ours, they rotate their flock about every 4th year, and they will actually take those chickens and put those in their freezer for winter, and then they'll get a whole new flock. So yeah, so you can do basically whatever you want. I mean, this isn't stuff that's set in stone. So yeah, so also hens, once they start laying, they lay an egg about every 25 to 27 hours, and this goes on every single day until like their 2nd or 3rd year. Once they hit the 3rd year mark, they noticeably stop laying. But if you feed them very well and high protein, depending on the breed, you can get regular egg production all the way up into the 4th year. So yeah, so that's chicken life cycle. I hope it's good information for you guys. And yeah, so I learned some things too. I didn't know that a chicken could keep the rooster's sperm. They have little pouches that if they don't like them, they can get rid of that rooster's sperm. So yeah, so that's kind of neat. So there you go, guys. The life cycle of a chicken. So just some information for you. So thank you very much for watching, and subscribe and like. Thank you.